Here are the 5 most important things when it comes to building muscle. Okay, let's get into it. Why should you listen to me? First of all, you can see here my progress of how I used to be. I was skinny. I was not confident about my body, and now look at me. I got way bigger arms, way bigger shoulders. I look good, and I'm here to help you get there. Okay, so let's get into it. This is what I'm going to cover in the video: sleep, water, fats, protein, vitamins, and minerals, or rich diet in vitamin and minerals. Does that make sense? Well, I know this seems weird, like I'm not covering like training and stuff like that, but training is still important. But I think that if you don't have any of these rights, training is kind of useless. Okay, so make sure that you're doing all of these correct, and I'm also gonna tell you how to know if you are doing these right. Okay, so let's get into it. So sleep. Sleep is actually one of the most overlooked and underrated things in bodybuilding and just in general in life. If you want to have good health, you need to be sleeping at least 8 to 10 hours. Some people sleep less, some people sleep more, but generally speaking, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I like to say 8 to 10 hours every night. Especially if you're a teenager, we need to be sleeping like more like 9 and 10 hours than 8. Uh, the reason why sleep is so important is because that's when your body repairs itself. That's when you are creating muscle. That's when you're creating testosterone. That's when your body is just repairing itself, and that's when you're developing yourself. Especially now that if you are a teenager watching this, sleep is way more important. At sleep is always important, right? At any fucking age, but it's more important when you're developing than any other time. There's a time where your body needs to sleep the most as well. So, how do you improve your sleep? You might be wondering because you probably tried or you've probably heard a bunch of videos. How do I improve my sleep? First of all, the biggest thing that you can do to improve your sleep, especially like in the modern world, is to not use technology 2 hours before falling asleep. I like to say 1 hour, but 2 hours is probably better, just for your brain to cool down and stop thinking about social media or things like that. Stop doing work before going to sleep. Like, just stop everything and get ready to sleep. No video games, no scrolling on your phone, no unwinding. You might think that watching a TV show, watching a movie, playing video games, doing all this shit is going to help you fall asleep better and faster, and it's going to relax you. But that's quite not true. It's quite the opposite. Maybe if you listen to some music that calms you down, that is calming music. I'm not talking about like rap music that's sad. I'm talking about music that actually calms you. Then yeah, that probably works. But things like that stimulate dopamine in your brain is not going to help you fall asleep, which is things that pleasure you, including food. Okay, but things that you're watching on your phone that stimulate your brain are not good for you, and they're gonna help not gonna help you fall asleep. They actually keep your brain active. If we were to put a brain scan when you're playing video games at night, anytime that you're playing video games, your brain would be active. It wouldn't be relaxing. Same thing with scrolling on your phone, watching movies, watching TV shows, doing anything on a phone, laptop, screen, whatever. Okay, so make sure that that's the best way I can give you to improve your sleep. There's some other things that you can do, like making sure that you did something throughout your day that made you tired mentally and physically. Also, make sure you tape your mouth shut before falling asleep. This way, this actually improves your sleep. Like literally, the first time I tried this, I taped my mouth shut, and the next day I woke up so fresh, like my brain was so sharp. So I'd recommend you try that, and also make sure that your diet is not shit, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And that's how you improve your sleep, honestly. Make sure your room temperature is kind of cold, and it's honestly like kind of simple. Okay, let's talk about water. Water is so fucking important. Hydration is a must if you want to build muscle, because your muscle is made up 70% water. So 70% of this, bro, just barely 30% is made out um of actual like muscle fibers and shit. But your muscle, your body in general, is water. Okay, your cells, water, bro. They need water. Everything in your body needs water. And the best way that I have found to hydrate me, this will help you hydrate as well, is putting salt and water together, or buying an electrolyte packet. Okay, buying a bunch of packets of electrolytes. Also, getting enough potassium and a bunch of minerals from your actual diet. Okay, and make sure you're drinking water all the time and shit like that. Okay. Now let's talk about fats. Fats are so fucking important when it comes to building muscle. Okay, you do not understand how important they are. They're a building block of testosterone as well as cholesterol, which some of the foods that I mentioned here give you good cholesterol and good fats. Okay, I'll talk about that in a little bit, but testosterone is made from fats, cholesterol, and without testosterone, there is no muscle. And fats are also needed for a bunch of hormones that are going to keep you healthy. So fats are needed as well to absorb minerals and vitamins that your body needs, and they can also be used as fuel. All of these things are really important. Now, other things that you can use as fuel are obviously carbs, but I didn't mention carbs, right? I always in my videos, I always mention that carbs are important as fuck. But for building muscle, proteins and fats are way more important. Okay, now I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat carbs. Carbs are still important. I think that they're amazing for energy and just in general. I think carbs are fine as long as they're carbs from fruits and vegetables. Other carbs are really garbage. Okay, but this is really what you need to build muscle. Okay, if you want to have a high energy and have high energy in the gym, you do need carbs. Okay, so the best healthy fat sources that I found, there's some other ones, but these are just a brief over. Avocados, fatty red meat. There's also fatty fish, beef tallow, ghee, and butter. These are some of the best healthy fat sources. There's other ones obviously, but these are the ones that. Oh, I forgot eggs. I forgot to put eggs on this list, but eggs are also another really good for fats and cholesterol and vitamins and minerals as well. Protein, pretty obvious why it's important, bro. It's the building block of muscle. Okay, you can train all you want, you can go really hard in the gym, but if you're not getting enough protein or fats, you're not going to build any muscle. No matter how much training you do, you're not going to build muscle. Okay, no matter how much hard you train in the gym, the perfect routine that you get, if you don't eat protein, fats, you don't sleep well, you don't drink water, you're not going to build muscle. Okay, now let's talk about the last thing. Oh, before I if you don't know any protein sources, which is pretty common sense, red meat, eggs, chicken, what else? Protein powders that are not flavored, my bad, Ed. And there's other ones, but those are the main protein sources that are really big. Okay. Now let's talk about the last thing, which is vitamins. Having a rich diet in vitamins and minerals is a must. Okay, if you don't have vitamins and minerals that are needed for building muscle, for keeping your body in check and being healthy. Macronutrients are important, but micronutrients are important as well. Don't forget that. Don't overthink this. Don't be like looking for every single mineral that you need for your body. The foods that will help you get enough minerals and vitamins in you is eating a fuck ton of eggs, a fuck ton of red meat, and a bunch of fruits. Okay, a variety of fruits, and this will help you get a rich mineral and vitamin diet, as well as eating a bunch of fats. Like I said, you need fats to absorb certain minerals, so make sure you're eating a high fat, high carb, high protein, and mineral and vitamin rich diet. You do not get this from eating junk food. You do not get this from eating any bullshit food that causes you health issues. You get this from foods that are nutrient dense, preferably whole foods, like I've mentioned here: eggs, red meat, variety of fruits, and also some vegetables. I didn't put that, but that's also important. And liver. Beef liver is one of the most vitamin and mineral rich foods that you can get. Okay, and how do you know if you're doing this right? If you are training in the gym, okay, now let's talk about the actual training in the gym. If you don't get a maximum pump in the gym, and also if you feel tired all the time and you don't have high testosterone, you don't feel like energized all the time, that's also a sign. But this is another sign, is like if you aren't getting a maximum pump in the gym, where you feel like literally your muscle is about to like burst out your skin, like your skin's about to explode, um, you're doing something wrong. Whether it's like how intense you're training, um, if you haven't recovered from a previous workout, if you went too intense on a previous workout, or you worked out for too long, if you didn't sleep well, if you didn't eat protein, if you didn't drink enough water, like literally all these things are factors that lead to you not having a pump. A pump is literally mandatory. It's not optional. If you aren't getting a pump, you're doing something wrong. Okay, you're doing something wrong. Either you're training wrong, you're eating wrong, you're not sleeping well, some other shit like something like that. So pump is mandatory, bro. It's not a like optional thing. It's literally like if you don't get a pump, you're doing something wrong probably. Okay, so this is how you know you're doing something wrong. And that's pretty much it, bro. If you want to check out my program that helps you build muscle as a skinny teenager, check the link in the description where I have a literally this is for free if you use this code. My program is literally for free, and you can contact me one-on-one coaching and all that shit. And it has a full guide, full course on how to build muscle, where I talk about the basics and all that stuff. So check that out. Other than that, bro, peace out. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And by the way, my name is Ricky Cervantes. If you're new to the channel, subscribe,